Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back. Another episode of Be You podcast, part of Supermom's Magic Circle. And today we have an amazing guest. We'll talk about relationships. Get ready because she is the expert to go to. Before we go and meet Heather, let me tell you that I still have one more slot available for a free business clarity coaching session. If you want to take the business to the next level, send me a fire and I will know that you are ready. Now, let me introduce this beautiful, amazing lady. Her name is Heather Prince. She is an intuitive relationship coach and is supporting women after heartbreakings. And she's really, really helping them to heal mind, body, and soul. She's really helping them to release those old patterns, rebuild the self love and confidence, and attract equal, fulfilling partnerships without repeating the past. Let's welcome Heather. Hello, Heather.
Hello, Roxandra. Thank you for inviting me.
You're more than welcome, Heather, and I'm super excited because I know how passionate you are about your work and everything you do, and it's so needed. So please just tell us a bit about how did you start it on this journey?
Oh my goodness, it would take all day, so I better put it into a little nutshell. How did I start on this journey? It began many, many years ago, when I began teaching meditation, over 30 years ago. And I've got three children. At the time, they were a lot younger than they are now. And my youngest child, I discovered American authors, Lee Carroll, that were talking about indigo kids. And I wrote my first book, I Am Indigo, which is on Amazon. And I began to develop my skills by sitting in a development circle. And my youngest son went to a lady who did the clearing of the Akashic records. And I began my 2 years training with her. And I began to clear people's negative programs running on their inner hard drive in their subconscious, and it shifted so much. And I niched down about 12, 13 years ago to working with solo ladies when at the age of 49 my own 34-year relationship came to an end. And I thought, I wish I had somebody that had a roadmap, and I didn't at the time, but now I've created the stepping stones that I personally used to work with my ladies where they're at. So it's very bespoke to them because every circumstance is very different.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this is one of those things, Heather, you are the best expert to go through because you've been through that, like you mentioned early on. And I'm really, really sorry that nobody could hold your hand and really, give you that map that actually you are doing now for the ladies you're working with. So what do you say was the biggest aha moment for you during those difficulties time?
I think the biggest aha moment for me was that we need to take self-responsibility. And a lot of ladies come out of relationships and said, he said this, he did that. And yes, there might be betrayal involved. There might be abandonment involved, or even abuse. It can be mental abuse. Oh, you're fat, you're useless, nobody will want you, whatever. And that's what lops off the legs, if you like, of a starfish. But what's good about a starfish is that they regenerate their legs. So I work with the higher energies. I'm an intuitive, and I was told that I needed to regenerate for my clients their self love, their self esteem, their self belief, their self respect, and their self confidence before they even think about dating. Because I think we're in a culture where we think, oh dear, I picked a wrong one. I'll go out now on a dating site and I'll pick a better one. It doesn't work like that. We are an energy. We are a vibrational energy, and we need to raise our vibe so that we are the full starfish. And therefore, we can magnetize and align with another person who is also whole. They don't need to be fixed. They don't need to be mended. They are whole and you are whole, and the two wholes come together and enhance each other. People believe in our current culture that they're a half, they meet another half, they become a whole. It doesn't work like that. You need to be whole, and you can be in a room of other women, and maybe you're not the most stunning, but they will be attracted to your energy if you're whole, because the most gorgeous woman in the room might not love herself. She might be a bit like Katie Price in the UK, who looks in the mirror and doesn't love what she sees, so has lots and lots of medical enhancements. Her relationships fail one after the other because she hasn't done that work within herself.
That's so beautifully said, Heather. And thank you very much for honestly, you nailed it. It's so important. That's the reason why even my podcast is called Be You, because I truly believe that once you know who you are and your authentic self, honestly, the business works well, family, relationships, everything you want in life aligns. Like you said, it's all about energy.
Yes, we are magnets. I mean, a duck attracts a duck. A
Mm,
rabbit attracts a rabbit. We're human. We will attract where we're at. And also we've got this invisible antennae that we go for someone who's familiar. So dad might have been verbally abusive to mum. So that's familiar. And you end up with a man and you think, oh my God, he's just like my dad, if your dad was, abusive to your mother. It's that kind of thing. Or maybe dad had an alcohol addiction and you get married and you realize, oh my God, I've married my dad. This guy's got an alcohol addiction. How did that happen? But our subconscious antennae is looking for somebody familiar.
mm, absolutely, absolutely. So, Heather, what would you say is the first step for someone to really, really go back to themselves? I know you mentioned about self-love, confidence, all those seven, if I remember, seven
There's
important
five. There's five.
five.
There's five. So when I'm working with my client, I work with their higher consciousness, their high self. So I will be guided as to which one of these is priority. It can be self-love, but if somebody's put you down and put you down, it could also be self-esteem or self-belief. A lot of ladies have a belief that there's no good men out there. You only need one. I know it can be like looking for a needle in a haystack, but you're only looking for one diamond. But you don't need to look, because if you become that magnet, you're going to attract them. But
Exactly.
you also need to be proactive. So you also need to have a life. And a man that meets a woman that's got a life, she belongs to the local art group, she does pottery, she belongs to the local club or the wine club or whatever it is, and she's got a full life. That man's going to be attracted to her because she's not needy. If you're looking to be looked after, you're going to connect with a man who wants to be looked after. And if that's what you want to do, that's your choice. But when you have a full life, you're going to attract rather than go and search.
Absolutely. I love it. And this is the beautiful work you do. So you're actually helping them to really find out who they are, have that life, not reacting to it, but creating it,
Yes, and
right?
understanding, we're not taught in school what our needs are. We're not taught in school to recognize our partner's needs. So during the process of working with my client, we'll discover what is your need, what fills up your love bucket, and how do you know what's filling up your partner's love bucket. When people say, well, I don't know why my husband went and had an affair, there's a reason why that person had the affair, because their love bucket wasn't being filled up with their needs. So we need to understand that. We also need to understand our core values. So during the work that I do, we look at, well, what are your core values? It's no good your core value being freedom and you love once a month to go off with your girlfriends to a lovely spa for the weekend if you're not going to meet a guy that also has a core value of freedom because he loves to go off to Marbella and play golf.
Hmm. So really, really important. Honestly, the basic foundation for
Yeah, basic
I
foundation of a strong foundation to build the bricks on.
yes, yes. I do work with moms in business. So I think I mentioned this to you as well. So for me, it's very important for them to really shine even after becoming a mom. Because I had so many ladies that, bless their heart, honestly, they thought that this is the end. Just because they are moms now, they can no longer run their
It's
businesses or
just the beginning. I've got three children. I've got eight grandchildren. The eldest is nearly 14, the youngest is 5. It's just the beginning, and you lead by example. We women, when we put up with put downs, when we put up with them emotionally unavailable, what are we showing our children what a loving, fulfilling relationship looks like? We need to show them and they learn by our behavior. And we want our boys, our sons, to grow up and respect their woman and treat them like the queen she is. And we want our daughters to grow up and respect and treat their husbands as the king that he is. And when you meet yourself at that level, you show the children how loving and beautiful a marriage and a relationship is.
yes, 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 yes. That's fantastic. Absolutely. That's great, Heather. Thank you for that. And what would you say was your secret to finding, the balance between motherhood and businesswoman?
I think that you have to honor and recognize that if you are at home and you are a mum, whether you're a stay-at-home mum and you're focused on being the homemaker and the mother, that's just as important as the man who goes out to work. But you also have to say when he comes home, how was your day? And spend some time listening to him, whatever his day was like, so that he feels heard and he feels got. And whether you prepare the meal or you do it together, or you're no good at cooking and he prefers doing that, everyone's going to be unique. You find what works for you. And there's no right or wrong because every couple is different. If you're a working mum and you're bringing in an income just as he is, then you've both got to sit down and agree what is it that works for both of you? Who's doing the washing? Who's doing the ironing? Who's doing the hoovering? Or can you afford to employ somebody to do that? Who's going to mow the lawn? Or pay somebody to do it. And that's something that you need to sit down and discuss together so nobody feels resentful.
Yes, that's so important. And congratulations for your beautiful family. I know you are about to go to your daughter's wedding in Barbados in November.
My stepdaughter. So I've now got a new partner. So I now understand about families that come together. He has 2 children. I have 3 children. And we're going to a wedding where I am not the mother of the bride, and I totally will step back because thank goodness the bride has her mum. We will all be living in the same villa together where the wedding will be. And you have to be mature about this. And it's so much nicer for the children not to have mum and dad at loggerheads or hating each other.
That's so beautiful and honestly proves that you found your diamond and you got to that stage when actually you can really live a purposely and fulfilling life. And you actually just mentioning that, it's just so eye-opening that yes, it is possible. Yes, we can do that. Even if obviously we divorced, we've been through so much. but the most important are the children, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you've got to think, put them, and think, consider them. Otherwise, they're between two parents at war, and the only person holding on to hate, jealousy, resentment is the person that feels that way. And what happens is we have an aura, we have an emotional body, we have a mental body, we have many, many layers to our energetic aura. And the last thing, it affects the physical body. So, unfortunately, cancer can be ignited by resentment, hate, all of that kind of energy. We don't want to hold on to it. We have to, my clients, normally raise their eyebrows at me, but we have to do the forgiveness. We have
And
to bless their time in our life. We have to bless the children that we share together, and we have to let go.
forgiveness, that's really powerful there.
That's the key.
And probably you have to forgive yourself as well.
You have to forgive yourself because you have to realize that you had a part in the relationship, and you have to accept your contribution to the completion of that relationship.
Heather, from your experience, what would you say? I have so many ladies in my community, moms, and they are really great in business. They are amazing. And they are telling me that from a love perspective, even if they have a very happy marriage, they don't feel the love from their husbands.
It's, oh my goodness, the key is communication, Roxandra. Everyone is different, everyone is unique. They need to say, when you come home and you bring home a bunch of tulips for £1 or whatever it is, that makes me feel special, even if it's not my birthday. Again, we're coming back to needs, we're coming back to filling up love buckets. Or maybe it's just when I sit down at night and I'm exhausted, I've been with the kids all day, and you say, darling, do you want a cup of coffee? That means the world to me. So you've got to share that. You've got, first of all, discover what your needs are, and the same with your man. What's his needs? So you, once you discover that, you can then put that into action.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. So their love language can be different, and communication is the key to understand that.
Yeah, they need to communicate. It's really important for me to have one-on-one time with you. And every weekend we're with your family, my family, our friends. What about once a month we set some time aside that it's just you and me, and we get a babysitter? And even if we just go out for a walk and a drink, if money is a bit tight, there's always a way that you can get that quality time together to communicate. It's so important.
Beautiful, beautiful. Heather, I love so much, so much. I love everything you do. Like, honestly, you are so, so real and you go really, really deep. And this is the beauty of it. Tell us, please, at least one story that you can share with us. I'm sure you have lots, lots, lots of amazing women that you help them to transform their lives for real. But if maybe you remember one story that was that story that you couldn't believe it, you've done it, or something that really, really changed drastically for them.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked with many ladies, and a lot of them don't want to go live on a video to share their testimonial because they are embarrassed. One lady married for the second time. He was very controlling. She already had two children going to college, but he didn't want her to go and visit them. And she didn't want her second marriage to be what she considered a failure. She believed her first marriage failed. He didn't want her to cut her hair. He didn't want her to wear anything other than the colour black. He was very controlling and manipulative. But what happens is she'd given away her power.
Mm.
And working together, she recognized that she needed to take back what she'd given away and become her again. because she was so focused on, I have to make this work. I can't fail a second marriage, that it consumed her and it took away who she was.
Wow. Wow. And what do you remember what was the first step for her to take her power back?
The first step is when I work with my clients, we look at their Kabbalah astrology to see what they've come back to learn in this current lifetime. And you don't need to believe in past lives for it to work. We then cleared her Akashic records. I use over 30 charts. I use a crystal to dowse with, and I connect with her higher self. And I'm shown what's running on her internal hard drive in her subconscious that she's not even aware of. We also looked at what she'd ignited from her DNA from her ancestors, going back maybe 6 to 8 generations. I don't have her file up in front of me right now, and everything that I do is confidential. So I'm just giving you a general
Yeah,
take on,
absolutely. No.
on this lady. And when I'm working with ladies that were abused by their um, parents, friend, or abused by their own family member, that can affect future relationships. When I'm working with ladies that had a narcissistic mother, that affects their future relationships. So all of this is really personal. So whoever connects with me, trust me, it's confidential.
100%. And thank you for sharing it because I really wanted the listener, to understand how deep your work is because you don't
Very
only do
deep.
the exactly, exactly. And it's
It's very
beautiful.
deep. I mean, you can have past lives where you had a religious life. Maybe you were a nun. And maybe in that life you took a vow to abdicate love. And then in this life, you're not meeting anybody. The love's not happening. Once we revoke that, everything shifts. And as I say, you don't need to believe in past lives for this to work. But people that do read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, people that read Heal Your Life, people that love Wayne Dwyer. They're the people that become my clients. Fellow healers, fellow people that maybe have been a shaman in their past life, people that are having an awakening, or maybe from a child have always been connected to spirit, but their family have said, oh, you're imagining it. They're the people that come to see me.
Because you attract them and they talk your language and you can really work with them
Yes,
easily because they are ready for it. Uh,
yes, yes.
what do you like the most about your work?
Oh my goodness. My clients are like caterpillars that become butterflies, is all I can say. And it's such an honor, and a pleasure to let them reach their full potential. I don't do it for them. I'm working with their higher consciousness that knows everything about them. I'm just the vessel, if you like, the in between. And we do the clearing, and I give them tools to go forward. And it's down to them if they choose to do what I suggest. If they do, that's wonderful. And if they don't, that's their free will.
Mm, yes. Wow, Heather, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited for you. And I'm just so blessed and grateful for everything you do and how you change lives for real. And you really help them transform. And people want quick fixes. And sometimes it's not the way, but because you have all those
No,
skills and everything, you have the
no,
full package, you can really
yeah,
help them very
yeah.
quickly to
My
get to results.
Yeah, my program, my full program is a 90-day program. But what I'm offering right now, Roxandra, is a free workbook called From Heartbreak to Wholeness. It's a PDF, but I've printed it off there. That's available, it's free. And then if people want a flavour of who I am and what I do, I've got a very low cost 6 week journey. It starts on Tuesday, the 30th of September at 8 p.m. UK time on Zoom, and it will be recorded. So anyone that can't attend will be given that recording. And over the 6 weeks, we're going to shift the love story blueprint.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for the freebie and thank you for inviting people to get to know you a bit better. So those 6 weeks can be
6 weeks, yeah, starting 30th of September, every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, I will be there doing a shift one step at a time. Don't want to overwhelm, which is why we're doing it weekly. Those daily challenges are lovely, but doing it weekly, you can work on yourself during that week, focusing on the topic that we've discussed. And it's a nice, easy, non-overwhelming journey of shifting your love blueprint.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. And all the details you'll have them here. It will be very easy for you to access and to connect with Heather very, very easily. So we will be sharing all those details with you. Heather, let's go a little bit back to Heather as a girl. What would you tell her as a little girl? Is there a message you would like to just go back to Heather's, or maybe an
I,
advice or
I,
something?
I, I would say to that young Heather, whatever is meant for you will never pass you by.
Wow, beautiful,
And
beautiful.
I would say that to every lady listening, whatever is meant for you will never pass you by.
Yeah, let that sink. That's great. And what be you means to you?
What
Be you. Be
be
you.
you, be authentic, be real. I think most of us in our culture go around wearing a mask, and you say to someone, "Hi, how are you?" "Yeah, I'm all right." Because let's be honest, if they sat down and said, "Well, actually, blah, 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 blah," that person would go, So, yeah, we all put that mask on, don't we? But hopefully, we've all got some really close confidants that we can share how we honestly feel and just be real.
Just be real. I love it. I love it. And Heather, if we are talking about future, your future, or I assume sometimes you connect with your higher self, which is amazing. What's gonna be the message for Heather in 5, 10 years from now?
Um, you gave it your all. You did your best.
And that's all you can do. And live in the present moment and do
Live
everything
in
you
the
can.
present moment. Make none of us know what's round the corner. And there can be something very beautiful around the corner. Maybe you're kind of behind a rock right now and you're not quite sure what's round that corner, but trust there are rainbows and butterflies and beautiful things waiting for you just around that corner.
Wow, that's an amazing ending. That's really beautiful. I love that. I love it. Thank you so much for being so open, so transparent. You honestly, you help us so much in this episode. And I have to say,
Yes.
you are incredible. Is there a
Oh,
final
thank
message
you.
you have for the audience?
I'm sending out so much love. I work from the heart. Everything I do comes from my heart. If anybody wants a free conversation with me, don't hesitate to click on the link on my website. Meanwhile, you can get the free workbook, and I'd love for some of you to come in onto the 6 week journey with me. If you can't afford the £297 as one lump sum, you can pay it in two halves. So I hope that brings a lot more people on the journey.
Beautiful. Thank you, Heather. Friend, you've been amazing. Thank you, everyone who listened. Please go check out Heather's work. She's amazing. She's inviting you over for those 6 weeks. Beautiful transformation waiting for you. Go connect with her and find out how she can really, really help you transform the relationship you have with yourself and also your future soulmate. This was all from today. If you are ready to really scale your business, send me that fire. We can go on a clarity business call together and we can do that together. Let's create some more magic and let's live the life we really want. Keep on shining, keep on smiling. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.